Hey guys, welcome back to another AMA. My name's Harry, and today we've got a special guest.
Yeah! Hey, well, I'm Gribbly. I'm the Chief Creative Officer of Rec Room Inc.
We're so excited to have Gribbly here today answering your community questions. Oh, before we get started, so how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. You know, coming into the office for the first time. I've been working from home a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of us have. Came into the office for the first time in a long time, so, you know, a bit of a change of pace, but no, we're doing good. Doing about as well as you can, considering the circumstances, you know?
You guys had some really hard-hitting questions this time. Are you ready for this?
Oh, no, but let's do it anyway.
Okay. Our first question comes from Steel Frog. He asks, will Paddleball ever become a prop or an invention similar to soccer ball?
Ooh, interesting. So Paddleball is one of the earliest rooms we made in Rec Room. You can still play it. It's in, room symbol Paddleball. Two-player game, kind of like zero-G squash or racquetball. It's really fun. So the reason it's not in the Maker Pen right now is that there's quite a lot of custom physics that go into and custom networking that went into making that ball work. And we haven't it's not a kind of general purpose thing. So we honestly haven't really thought about putting it in the Maker Pen. I'll take that to the team, see what they think. But thanks for the suggestion.
Our second question comes from I'm bad at picking names. He asks, can you add a zero-G option to rooms that removes gravity? Oh, wow. That's an interesting question.
Oh, that's also an interesting question. So bad at picking names, good at asking questions. So zero-G option for rooms. So yeah, that's actually something we've talked about a fair bit, something we want to do. We actually talked about it way back in the Jumbotron days. Spoiler warning, if you haven't played through Jumbotron, you should. But there's kind of a zero-G echoey space area.
Ooh, I love that.
And we thought about trying to make that actual kind of zero-G, and you'll notice when you blow things up in that room, the fragments kind of are in zero-G. But I think it's definitely on the cards. I wouldn't promise it soon, but we definitely have a lot of plans to expand out the locomotion options in Rec Room. We're going to do some other stuff first, but we love the zero-G option. I think I high confidence you'll see it at some point, but I don't want to say when.
Our next question comes from Ashton12006. He has 3 questions. Number 1, do you guys have any plans to stop the spread of kids not on junior accounts?
So yeah, obviously we need junior players. That's players under the age of 13. We need them on junior accounts. We really want to protect their privacy. We really want to make sure everyone's safe. And so we ask that everyone, if you encounter someone who you suspect is under the age of 13, or if they confirm they're under the age of 13, please use the reporting tools, report them. I think, to answer your question more directly about, hey, do we have any plans to make that more likely? So I think the thing that we want to do next is make it easier to use those reporting tools. I think, they haven't changed for a while. They're a little bit stale, a little bit slow to use. You've seen a couple of incidents recently where, there was kind of people getting up in each other's face, and the person who was like, hey, I don't like what's going on. It took too long for them to be able to navigate to the people and figure out who they were dealing with and hit that report button. I think that part's on us. But yeah, we'd ask that everyone please keep using the reports. We get a lot of reports. We act on those reports, and we definitely rely on the community helping us with the system. So yeah, great question. We'll try and make those tools easier to use. But yeah, we please ask that people use the reporting system.
The second question he asks is, will we have an option to choose between a 2D UI and a 3D UI?
So I'm guessing this is about the old watch, or what we call the old watch. So no. Our plan is to go all the way to the new one, but we are investing effort into adding 3D and some more fun tactility back into the new style watch to have it so it has more of the feel of the existing watch. And I think then it's also going to be easier to use, faster to use. It'll run better on all of our platforms. So no, we're still going to be in Frankenstein state for at least another couple of months, I would say, where you'll see a blend of the two. But there's no plans to support both systems. Our goal is to retire the old system, but that's going to take us a while to do.
Our third question is, do you guys have any plans to stop the amount of low effort maps like Battle on PvP getting too hot?
So, I'm not sure I want to co-sign the kind of low effort characterization. I think I support, people building all kinds of rooms. And, obviously it's amazing when people take hundreds of hours and build beautiful rooms. But, sometimes you can make something cool. It doesn't take that long. So is that high effort, low effort? I don't know. Putting that to one side, we definitely are always kind of thinking about ways to improve the hot algorithm. Because we think there are definitely opportunities to surface rooms that, don't maybe get as much love as they should. And so we run pretty frequent A/B experiments with different ways of kind of sorting the content and recommending content. I think we're a long way from being satisfied with how all of that stuff works. So feedback like this is very, very valuable. And I think we agree that we'd like to see. There's definitely maps we see in the contests, for example, that like sometimes don't bubble up in the hot list as much as we think they deserve to. But so we want to kind of like always be thinking through, how can we make sure the hot list reflects what everyone wants? One really interesting complication is that, as the Rec Room community gets larger and larger and is playing on a wide array of devices, and we have different range of ages and interests, not everyone's going to like the same stuff. Like the stuff that's top of the hot list for someone, they might love it. And for someone else, they might be like, I don't really dig this.
Yeah.
So there's a recent experiment that's kind of, I think it's an A/B test running now, if I'm not mistaken, where when you first come into the game, there's a list of moods, different playlists that you can choose that some of our people have kind of hand-picked introductory rooms. And so that's an interesting experiment with kind of like, hey, what sort of vibe do you want? What kind of mood do you want? And I think you'll see us leaning more and more into, hey, tell us what you're interested in, and we'll recommend stuff like that, as opposed to just one big list. But don't take any of that as gospel. We're constantly tinkering with it. We're going to keep tinkering with it. But thank you for the feedback.
All right. Our next question comes from Time E2. He asks, when will we get any news on the next Rec Room original?
Oh, well, okay. So soon, we got something coming out soon that is going to be like an update to an older one. I think we've talked about that before. We're kind of updating charades. So that'll be coming out, I believe, next update, I want to say.
Ooh, yes.
So there's a little update coming there, so that'll be fun. Then we've got a really interesting experiment coming that I'm actually not sure how much we've talked about in public and how much I'm allowed to say, but we got another kind of interesting experiment coming out that I'm going to be really keen to see what people think. And then the next kind of like full, hey, we're building a new game thing is planned for later in the year. We've been doing a bunch of prototyping. It's a pretty big swing. We're really adding some exciting new functionality, some really exciting new stuff that hasn't been seen in Rec Room before. And so, later in the year is when we'll have more to say about that. But appreciate the question. But we got three things on the boil near term. The updated charades, which is so fun. The new venue that's been done for that is like, it's one of my favorite things in Rec Room for a while. Then this experiment that I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about, that's going to be really interesting. And then kind of a more substantial game that's a really new game mode later in the year.
But guys, stay tuned for all the amazing announcements later this year. Oh, you guys are just going to be in for a treat. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Mattman258 asks, when will we be able to launch objects with impulse volumes and or bounce pads?
It's a good question. So I know for a fact that's on the Circuits V2 roadmap. So Circuits V2 just shipped in beta. Okay. I think either just shipped or just about to ship is a huge laundry list of the top requests that creators had for circuits. And so that system's coming along fast, and I know that kind of launching things from impulse volumes is on that roadmap. I don't know exactly when they're planning to ship that out, but I can't imagine it's a super long time, and I know it's definitely planned work and something that they want to support with Circuits V2. So hang tight, it's coming. I can't tell you exactly when.
Astop Ups, he asked, I know I'm breaking the rules, but you've been talking about Rec Royale 2 for a while now. Is there a time frame for when that will be released?
Nope.
All right, his next question asks, will the RC car ever be modified to work with PSVR users?
Okay, well, as far as I know, the RC car should work for PSVR. I suspect the question is, will it be modified to work well on PSVR?
Okay.
I think the controls are a little funky, given partially given the limitations of the PS Move controllers, which don't have very many buttons, don't have a joystick on them, which is a little bit awkward for us, and partly because of our own incompetence and laziness and not being very good at developing things. Good question. I'll take the question as interest. We'll take that to the team and kind of say, hey, is there anything we can do about that? I know we are working on kind of related systems, like updating the way we let you kind of control objects that aren't your own avatar. And so that might be a good time to kind of like take a look at those controls and see if we can update them, because I don't think we've touched them since we released the RC car, which was several years ago.
Will rec.net website ever get a better, decreased loading times, etc.?
Yeah, well, yes. So we have a developer working on, for a while there was no one working on rec.net, we're just busy with other stuff. But we've got someone full time on that now. And I believe they've actually shipped some performance updates pretty recently. So if you're not seeing that, definitely keep making noise. But I know, our plan is just to keep continuously improving Rec.net.
Yeah.
And so, performance is an issue, then make noise, and we'll take a look. I'm guessing it would be especially helpful to know, are we talking mobile RecNet? Are we talking on the desktop? Just so we can take a look and see if there's some actual bug or something.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we just need to make it slow. But we definitely have someone working on it, and making it snappier and more responsive is one of the goals.
Yeah, we hear from you guys, and also we have a link down in the description. If you guys want to list all your bugs and all that, it will be down there. All right, thank you so much for that question. All right, and his last question is, will PSVR ever get a streamer cam? Maybe once something is recorded, it can be saved in Rec Room servers, then you can download it on your PC, but it stays in the servers for 30 days, and after that, it gets deleted.
So it's a great idea and a great question.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think the answer is no. We've looked into, for a while, we briefly shipped the streamer cam on PSVR, but we just can't eke out the performance we need to get it to be a good experience. So I think, unfortunately, the answer is no. I'm not aware of the kind of workaround you suggest of using the PSVR share. We can take a look at that. I know we've looked into using PS share before, and there is some reason that I can't remember why it wasn't a suitable solution. We can take another look, and but otherwise, unfortunately, no. I don't think Streamer Cam will make it to PSVR. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I apologize about that, guys. I know that's been a really requested item that the people wanted, but unfortunately,
we want it too. We want it too.
Yeah, but unfortunately the specs and everything does not match with that. Apologize for that. Just Random Dude 5 asks, what's up next in Circus V2? Is there going to be any big features in Circus V2 on here, or any transitions?
Okay, so I think the first big update to Circuits V2 is actually going out next week. I think earlier I said maybe it went out last week. I think it's coming out next week. So what I know, and I don't know off the top of my head, and it would take me too long to answer this question, but if you're into Circuits V2, I assume you're looking at the Canny, so you can take a look there. But I know that we're doing 5 of the top 10 Canny requests next week, including the literal top 3. So the most requested things are coming out next week. So there's a pretty big laundry list of Circuits V2 stuff coming out next week's update. That's now that update can get held up in with various approval processes, but as far as we know, it'll come out next week unless something unforeseen happens. But and then so I know something that's coming is tripling the amount of network heat available. So in Circuits V2, you get a budget for how much network traffic you can send, and we're increasing that limit a whole bunch. So that's going to be really cool for Circuits creations. And then, so I think that's it. I think the headline news is top 5 Canny requests, 5 of the top 10 Canny requests, including the top 3 coming out next week.
Yeah, last time we spoke, you said that you had some hobbies you did with planning. How's that going for you?
Some gardening.
Some gardening. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've been doing my gardening. We've had a good crop of we got plums.
Yeah.
We've got apples.
Ooh, nice.
And actually, so something that I've gotten into since last AMA. Is I've gotten into dehydrating fruit slices. So
Whoa.
you get apples, you get plums, you get peaches.
Oh man,
which we don't grow, but you get them from the store, and you slice them up real thin. And I put them in this weird old 1970s oven.
Okay.
That I got from the people who used to own our house. We got this weird old 1970s kind of hippie oven. It's very cool. And you put in the slices, and it dries them, and you get dried fruit slices. I know this might not sound very exciting, but this stuff is tasty and delicious and healthy and nutritious.
That sounds amazing. That does sound delicious, because I wasn't a fan of dried fruit before, but then I had dry mangoes. I'm like, wow, this changed my life.
Oh yeah, dried mango is a game changer. Dried banana is a game changer.
Really?
So yeah,
I never.
So that's the kind of that's the gardening update.
Kittenish21, he asks, when will we get an update on upgrading the lighting system? I hate the way that the light from the light bulbs go from the walls.
So what Kinish is talking about is the way our lighting system works. It's not actually blocked by shapes. If you put a light bulb on one side of the wall, it can come through and you can see it, which makes it hard to create some kinds of effects, and it's a little bit confusing sometimes. We don't currently have a good solution for that. I want to talk at the end, Harry, about a couple of things that are going on that may influence this. But we don't currently have a solution for that. I mean, one thing you can do is you can use spotlights in the range parameter to kind of make sure it doesn't extend further than you want. and obviously control the radius and things. But yeah, no, we're definitely aware of that issue. We're looking for ways that we could potentially solve it, but we don't currently have a pathway to solving that right now. So that limitation will remain for the time being.
Okay, our next question comes from Rec Room Alive. He asks, could you make it possible for players to be able to make their own clothes and be able to sell their own clothes, like their design? Also, is there any plan to decorate the rec center for holidays? Things like have presents for Christmas and trees and all that? That sounds really cool.
So let me go backwards. I think doing a winter thing for the rec center is definitely on the cards this year. We've done it kind of one year. We kind of opened up. We had the snowball fights and stuff like that. That was fun. I think we definitely want to do that again. We'll do like a winter party kind of thing. I think the team definitely wants to do that. So yeah, unless something crazy happens, I think you'll see that happen this year. And then the first question, so in a sense, yes, like definitely something we're thinking about a lot is upgrading the costume system. And so making it possible to make kind of fancier costumes that they're a little kind of like higher quality. In terms of being able to like wear those creations all through Rec Room, no plans to add that anytime in the near future. But I think you will see kind of significant upgrades to the costumes. And definitely something that's on our roadmap is allowing you to persist things in certain rooms. So if a room wants to have a kind of costume and you can come in and you play for a while and you get special costume items and kind of can like have that appearance in that room, and then when you come back next time you've got that appearance again. That's definitely something we're interested in getting.
Like, I'm kind of curious, do you play every instrument? I mean, not every instrument, like a lot of instruments.
Not well.
Oh. I thought
so.
Yeah.
So like I was, I play the guitar a lot. I'm pretty good on the guitar. I'm practicing the piano a lot at the moment.
Oh, cool.
So I play the piano a lot. And when I was in high school, I had a music scholarship in high school for drums and clarinet.
Oh.
That's why I wanted to play the drums, because I used to be a drummer. I'm not any good at it anymore because you got to keep practicing.
Oh yeah.
But back in the day, I was all right.
Or SizHD, he has, hello Gribbly and Harry. I was wondering if you have any updates on what's the store for events. As you may know, I love creating events and I love updating the feature. Can we expect anything such as reserved player slots for co-owners and events in case event hosts are stuck outside their own event? And maybe the ability to players to join the queue, enter the event, or any full room, instead of spamming the game button?
Yeah. Okay, great question. Thank you, SizHD, for the question. So yeah, look, I think it's no secret that our event system is kind of crappy, and it's great that people use it to create events, and we appreciate that. But it's been a long-term thing that we've really wanted to improve that. So I'm happy to say there's work going on right now that addresses several of those issues we just mentioned. I know specifically, for example, the issue where creators of events could get locked out of their own events. Moving forward, event creators will have reserved slots, so they'll always be able to get into their own events. There's a bunch of other improvements and updates coming. So yeah, we're actively working on improving events because we love it when people do events. So thank you for doing that, SizHD. And yeah, we definitely love it when people create events. It's a great way to get people together in Rec Room and find people who are into the same kind of thing you're into. So yeah, updates to events coming. I'll get in trouble if I say exactly when, but it's in the next few weeks. Like, it's not a long time away. Okay, yeah. So yeah, a couple of things I wanted to talk about before we go, Harry. So like, one thing is just letting people know, we've kind of been looking at various kind of analytics and metrics and crash rates and stuff like that, and we've just definitely noticed we've kind of gotten into a state where some people, especially on like some of our lower powered platforms like the Quest, are having difficulty getting into some rooms. They'll load, it'll take forever, they'll end up getting dumped back into their dorm room. That is absolutely not what the experience is meant to be, and we've definitely noticed it happening way too much recently. And so I just wanted to let people know we're aware of that issue. We're actively working on it. We hope to have improvements in the pipeline soon. So that's one thing. So yeah, especially if you're a Quest user and you've been getting frustrated because you're like, hey, this looks like a cool room and I'm trying to get there, and then you get dumped back to the dorm room. Super frustrating. We understand that. So yeah, there's work going on to improve that. That should actually improve the loading experience for pretty much everybody. But yeah, that's something we're actively working on. The other thing I wanted to talk about too was we just shipped the Ambidextrous edition, which doesn't actually affect VR players really, but is a pretty big change for screen players, for players both on a controller or on touch or on mouse and keyboard. And so yeah, just want to let people know, hey, we're aware that's a big change. There's kind of a bunch of reasons why we're doing that. One of the big ones is that in a room like this, where it's an amazing creation that someone has built, this amazing jazz club, and as a VR player, I have this kind of rich freedom to move my hands. I can pick up the saxophone and I can use it, and and none of these are animated, pre-planned interactions, right? If I grab the thing and move it around. And so what we're finding is if you're a screen player, there's some rooms you come to and you can't really enjoy the rooms the way they're intended because you don't have the freedom of movement. You don't have enough control over your hands. Like there's a good example is there's a bunch of escape rooms where you have to put things in really specific spots. And we don't really support that as well as we need to on screen. So a big part of the motivation for why we're making those changes is to allow screen players to participate more fully in all of the crazy creations that people do. So we know it can be a big change. And it might be a bit kind of like surprising. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to let people know there is a reason we're doing it. We're going to be doing it iteratively. As you know, if you've been with us for a while, you'll know we're a very experimental team. We're always experimenting with new things, but we do listen to feedback. In fact, we've already shipped a patch that addresses some of the initial feedback we got and fixes some bugs we accidentally shipped. So I just wanted to let people know we're aware it's a big change. There's good reasons for it. We are listening to your feedback, so please kind of keep letting us know what you think. But just wanted to address that. We'd seen that some players were like, whoa, this is a big change, and we're not sure if we like it. So so just wanted to talk about that. That's it.
Oh no, that's great. That's amazing. Thank you so much for what you mentioned there about the whole Quest players and everything trying to join the rooms. That has been an issue for a while now, but those are being addressed.
Yeah.
And also,
we never want that to be an issue for people. We're always doing our best. We don't, sometimes we screw it up, and so we're sorry about that. But we're always, the thing is, we're always week to week, month to month. We're working to improve things. So we rely on your feedback to know what's important to you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for the feedback. We really appreciate all the comments you guys are sending out to us. And again, we have all the links and everything listed down in the description, so make sure you guys check that out. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Just let me say to everyone out there, thanks so much for playing Rec Room. Thanks so much for being part of the community. We love that you play Rec Room. We love you. Please keep giving us feedback. Please keep talking to us, and stay safe out there, okay?
Yeah, thank you so much for being in such a great community, guys. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. So we appreciate you guys so much. We love you guys. And I just want to say thank you so much for Gribbly being part of the AMA for this time. And it's awesome. So we'll see you guys next time in the next AMA. Bye, guys, for now.
Bye.
Oh. I always want a jam session with Gribbly.
We got it.